Chosen ones, I am trying to talk to you. Please grant me just 3 minutes. I am not whispering to the crowd. I am calling you personally. And if you turn away now, you may miss a moment that was designed to shift your life in ways you have been praying for in secret. These 3 minutes carry weight because I am pressing on your heart for a reason that cannot wait. And what I am about to stir inside you is tied to a breakthrough that has been standing at your door. Comment, Amen. I am asking for your attention because I see the confusion around you. I see the silent battles you fight, and I am stepping in to realign your focus before doubt steals what I am preparing to release. Stay with me, because what you hear in these moments will anchor you in a season that is already unfolding. When I say I am trying to talk to you, I mean that I have been nudging your thoughts, slowing you down in certain situations, and placing a gentle pressure in your spirit so you will pause long enough to recognize my voice. You have felt it in the quiet, that inner pull that tells you something is shifting, and that is not your imagination. It is my hand guiding you away from harm and toward purpose. I do not interrupt without intention, and I do not call the chosen without a plan that is greater than their current pain. Please like the video right now, so you do not miss what I am about to release over your life. What I am about to impress upon your heart is protection, direction, and confirmation that you are not walking alone. These 3 minutes matter because you are standing at a crossroads that looks ordinary on the surface, but carries spiritual consequences beneath it. The decisions forming in your mind, the relationships around you, and the doors that seem to be closing are all part of a rearrangement I am orchestrating for your good. I am speaking now to prevent you from stepping into something that would drain your strength and delay your promise. I am also speaking to reassure you that the doors closing are not rejection, but redirection. You are chosen, and chosen people are guided with precision, even when they do not see the full map. I know the weariness in your body and the questions you have not voiced to anyone. I have watched you try to stay strong while carrying responsibilities that feel heavier than they should, and I am not blind to the tears you hide. My attempt to reach you is not to burden you further, but to lift what has been crushing your spirit. I am drawing your attention back to me because your strength is renewed in my presence, not in endless striving. When you slow down and listen, you will sense a peace that does not match your circumstances, and that peace is my confirmation that I am in control. You have been asking for a sign, and this moment is part of that answer. I do not always thunder from the sky. Sometimes I come through a still awareness that settles into your chest and refuses to leave. I am reminding you that you are covered, even in places where you feel exposed. The attacks that tried to discourage you did not destroy you because my hand has been steady over your life. What you thought was luck was protection, and what you thought was coincidence was alignment. There are blessings that cannot land on a distracted mind, which is why I am asking you for these 3 minutes of undivided focus. I am aligning your thoughts with truth, so fear does not make choices for you. The enemy of your destiny often works through confusion, but I am clearing the fog so you can see the next step with clarity. You do not need the entire staircase illuminated, you only need the next step, and I will always provide that. I am teaching you to trust my timing instead of rushing ahead of my voice. You may feel overlooked by people, but you have never been overlooked by me. I formed you with intention and placed gifts inside you that are still unfolding layer by layer. The delay you experienced was preparation, not punishment. I was strengthening your character so the weight of the blessing would not break you when it arrived. Chosen ones are refined before they are revealed, and you are in the final stages of refinement. I am also speaking because something you have been worried about is not as fragile as you think. I am stabilizing what seemed unstable and fortifying what appeared weak. The ground beneath you is more secure than your emotions have allowed you to believe. I am reinforcing your foundation, so when the winds rise, you will not collapse under pressure. Comment 1212. That declaration is a reminder that you believe I am aligning things beyond what your eyes can see. Do not dismiss this moment as random. I am interrupting your routine because I value your future too much to let you drift. There are conversations you will have soon that require wisdom, and I am preparing your heart in advance. There are opportunities approaching that demand courage, and I am building that courage in you now. Everything I do has layers of purpose, even when it feels simple on the surface. You are not behind, you are being positioned. You are not forgotten, you are being guarded. I am closing certain paths because they would have entangled you in cycles you prayed to escape. I am opening others quietly so you can walk into them without noise or unnecessary resistance. My protection does not always look dramatic, but it is constant and precise. What you felt in the quiet after those first moments was not emotion alone, it was my spirit pressing closer to your awareness. I am continuing to speak because the shift I began is not small, and I do not start what I will not finish. You are in a delicate stretch of transition where old patterns are breaking and new strength is forming inside you. If you look closely, you will see that certain habits no longer satisfy you and certain environments feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is not confusion, it is growth. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading so quickly everywhere? Recent CIA leaks have revealed a strong brain ritual that triggers an instant flow of wealth. This short technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly transforming lives. From heavy debt to dream vacations, this could be your path to abundance. If you are seeing this, consider yourself lucky because the page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. I am training your ears to recognize my tone above the noise of opinions and pressure. Many voices compete for your attention, but not all of them carry life. I am the one who corrects you without shaming you and leads you without forcing you. When I try to talk to you, it is because I see further than you can see, and I love you too deeply to stay silent. I am not interested in controlling you. I am committed to protecting your destiny. There is something I have been gently warning you about, and you sensed it before anyone else confirmed it. You tried to ignore the inner nudge because you did not want to disappoint someone or disrupt your comfort. Yet I kept returning to your heart with the same impression, the same pause, the same unease. That repetition is not random, it is my mercy guiding you away from what would drain your calling. I do not remove things to leave you empty. I remove them to make room for what fits your future. You have asked me for clarity about your purpose, and clarity begins with obedience in small things. When I ask for 3 minutes, I am also asking for daily moments of surrender. I am shaping your character in the unseen, so that when your time to stand in greater visibility arrives, you will stand steady. The foundation you build now through listening will carry you later when the weight of responsibility increases. Do not underestimate these quiet seasons. They are full of unseen preparation. Comment 333. This is your declaration that you choose faith over fear in this season. I know you sometimes question whether you truly hear me, especially when circumstances do not change immediately. But my voice is often confirmed by peace, not by speed. When I speak, I may not always alter the situation at once, but I alter you within it. That inner adjustment is the beginning of external transformation. You are becoming stronger, more discerning, and more aligned with my will. You have survived things that should have broken your confidence, yet here you are, still breathing, still believing, still hoping. That resilience did not come from your own strength alone. I have been fortifying your mind when doubt tried to enter, and steadying your emotions when disappointment tried to settle. Even in nights when you felt abandoned, I was guarding you from outcomes that would have caused deeper harm. My silence in some moments was protection, not absence. As I continue speaking to you, I want you to understand that favor is not noise, it is alignment. When I place my favor on your life, things may not always look dramatic, but they will unfold with precision. The right conversations will happen at the right time. The right support will appear when you need it most. What seemed delayed will suddenly connect in a way that makes you realize I was coordinating details behind the scenes. There is also healing taking place in areas you thought were permanently damaged. Emotional wounds that shaped your reactions are being softened. I am teaching you to respond with wisdom instead of reacting from past hurt. That transformation is part of the reason I am calling you to listen closely. You cannot step into new territory carrying the weight of old pain. I am freeing you internally so you can move externally without chains. I see the financial pressures that sometimes keep you awake, and the responsibilities that feel larger than your current resources. I am not unaware of those burdens. I am already arranging provision in ways you do not expect. Sometimes provision comes through opportunity, sometimes through connection, and sometimes through ideas I place directly in your mind. Stay attentive, because answers are often disguised as simple instructions. You are not foolish for hoping again after disappointment. Hope is not weakness, it is trust in my ability to restore. I am restoring confidence where failure tried to settle and rebuilding joy where sorrow lingered. The season ahead carries restoration that will not only bless you, but also inspire others who watch your journey. Your testimony will carry weight because it was forged in perseverance. Comment 777. This affirms that you trust my timing, even when you cannot see the full picture. The reason I ask for your attention is because distraction is the quiet enemy of destiny. You can be gifted and still miss opportunities if your focus is scattered. I am training you to slow down before major decisions and to consult me even in small matters. That habit will save you from regret and position you for sustained growth. My guidance is not complicated, but it requires intentional listening. There are relationships shifting around you, and not all of them will remain as they were. Do not fear this change. I am separating connections that were seasonal from those that are foundational. Some people were meant to walk with you for a chapter, not the entire story. I honor every season, but I also move you forward when it is time. You are stepping into maturity that carries both authority and humility. I am increasing your influence quietly, strengthening your voice so it carries wisdom rather than insecurity. When you speak from a place of alignment with me, your words will carry weight beyond your natural ability. That is part of the blessing of being chosen. You are not elevated for pride, but for purpose. Remember that I am not rushing you. I am patient with your growth and compassionate with your learning process. Even when you misstep, I correct you gently and guide you back into alignment. My love for you is steady and not dependent on flawless performance. I see your intention to grow, and that sincerity moves my heart. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into success? A confidential CIA finding exposes a unique 7-second practice that activates money-attracting brainwaves automatically. Backed by science and 4 elite labs, this simple home ritual is helping struggling people move into dream lifestyles. But this page may not stay live. Click the link in the description and comments before it is wiped from the internet. There are moments ahead when you will need to stand firm in what I have shown you, even if others do not immediately understand. I am strengthening your inner conviction so you are not swayed by shifting opinions. You have spent too many seasons doubting what you sensed because you wanted approval. I am freeing you from that need. When I confirm something in your heart, you do not need a crowd to validate it. The weight you have been carrying emotionally is also being lifted piece by piece. I know how heavy it felt to pretend you were fine when you were overwhelmed. I saw the effort it took to smile when your thoughts were restless. I am restoring your emotional balance so you can move forward without that constant strain. Peace is not just a feeling I give occasionally. It is a state I am building within you. You may not see dramatic signs around you, but internal transformation is already taking place. Your reactions are shifting. Your patience is growing. The things that once triggered fear now invite prayer instead. That change is evidence that my work inside you is real and ongoing. Comment 222. Let that be your quiet agreement that you believe I am working beneath the surface. There is a door forming in your future that requires courage rather than comfort. I am preparing you to walk through it with steady confidence. It may not look like what you once imagined, but it will align perfectly with who you are becoming. I do not call you chosen to leave you stagnant. I call you chosen because I have a specific assignment that fits your design. You have also been protected from things you never knew were near you. Certain traps were avoided. Certain betrayals were exposed before they could do deeper damage. I shielded you without announcing it. I rerouted you without explaining every detail. My protection is often invisible, but it is constant. Do not misinterpret delays as denial. Sometimes I slow you down because the timing around you is not ready. There are other people, other circumstances, and other moving parts that must align before your next step unfolds smoothly. I see the entire landscape of your future, and I move you when it is safest and most fruitful. Trust that my pace is purposeful. Your growth has not gone unnoticed in the spiritual realm. The strength you built through perseverance has created stability in your life. You are less shaken by temporary setbacks than you used to be. That maturity is a gift. It allows you to stand firm when uncertainty tries to challenge you. I also want you to understand that your prayers have weight. Even when you felt they were simple or imperfect, I received them fully. I am responding in ways that extend beyond what you asked. Sometimes I answer directly, and sometimes I answer by strengthening you instead of changing the situation immediately. Both forms of response are love. There is an expansion coming to your capacity. You will handle more responsibility with less stress. You will manage opportunities with clearer thinking. I am enlarging your vision so you do not shrink back from growth. What once intimidated you will soon feel manageable because I am increasing your inner resilience. Comment 555. Let this be your declaration that you accept the expansion I am bringing. As you continue listening, notice how your fear is losing its grip. The scenarios that once played in your mind no longer feel as threatening. I am renewing your thoughts so they align with truth instead of anxiety. You are not destined to live in constant tension. You are destined to walk in trust. You are also being reminded of gifts you once set aside. Talents that felt small or unimportant are resurfacing in your awareness. I placed those abilities in you intentionally. They are connected to impact you have not yet fully seen. Do not dismiss what comes naturally to you, because what feels natural is often divine design. There will be moments soon when you look back and realize how precisely I guided you. Conversations will connect, opportunities will line up, insights will make sense. You will understand that every nudge, every pause, and every quiet correction was part of a larger plan. The insecurity that tried to follow you from past failures is losing its voice. I am affirming you from within, so you no longer depend on external applause. Your worth is anchored in me, not in outcomes. When you understand that deeply, you move with confidence rather than fear of mistakes. I am also increasing your compassion. The struggles you endured are shaping you into someone who understands others with depth. What once felt like unnecessary pain is becoming empathy and wisdom. Nothing you experienced was wasted. I weave even hardship into strength. Stay attentive in the coming days. There will be subtle confirmations that you are on the right path. They may not be dramatic, but they will feel steady and reassuring. Pay attention to peace, because peace is often my signature on your decisions. As you keep listening, you will begin to notice that your confidence is no longer loud or forced, but calm and steady. I am building a quiet strength inside you that does not need constant reassurance. This strength will carry you through conversations where you once felt intimidated and decisions that once felt overwhelming. I am not making you harder, I am making you grounded. A grounded heart cannot be easily shaken. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many people are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has surfaced, revealing a brain technique that pulls in wealth almost like magic. It takes just 7 seconds, can be done at home, and is supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are leaving debt behind and enjoying luxury right now. But this information might be removed soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. There are people observing you who sense that something about you has shifted. They may not have the language for it, but they can feel the maturity forming in you. This is not for pride, it is evidence of growth. I am polishing your character in ways that make your presence carry peace rather than pressure. When you enter a room, calm will follow, because I am shaping you into a stabilizing force. You may still have moments of doubt, but notice how quickly they pass now. That is because my truth is taking deeper root in your thoughts. Lies that once lingered for days now lose their grip in minutes. I am teaching you to confront fear with faith instead of entertaining it. The more you practice this, the stronger your inner world becomes. There is also a deeper sense of responsibility awakening in you. You are becoming more aware that your choices ripple beyond yourself. I am expanding your perspective so you think long-term rather than reacting in the moment. This wisdom is part of your preparation. Chosen ones are entrusted with influence, and influence requires maturity. Comment 999. Let that be your acknowledgement that you accept the responsibility tied to your calling. You have asked for greater impact, and I am answering by increasing your capacity. Impact begins with integrity in private moments. The discipline you build when no one is watching is shaping your future visibility. I am strengthening your consistency so that when opportunities come, you are already prepared to sustain them. Sudden elevation without preparation would overwhelm you, so I am building endurance first. You are also learning that not every battle requires your response. Some situations resolve when you step back instead of stepping in. I am teaching you restraint, and restraint is a powerful form of wisdom. You do not have to defend yourself in every misunderstanding. I will vindicate you in ways that preserve your dignity. The healing that began earlier is going deeper now. Old memories that once triggered pain are losing their intensity. I am softening the sharp edges of past experiences so they no longer dictate your present reactions. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how I restored you. In the coming days, there will be moments where you feel an unexpected calm about something that once caused stress. That calm is confirmation that I am handling what concerns you. You do not need to carry everything alone. Release what you cannot control and focus on what I place in front of you. That partnership between your effort and my guidance creates stability. I am also sharpening your intuition. When something is not right, you will sense it quickly. When something aligns with your purpose, you will feel clarity rather than confusion. Trust that inner alignment. It is my spirit prompting you toward what is safe and fruitful. Comment 1010. Let this be your sign that you trust my direction, even when it differs from your original plans. There is a season of quiet momentum building around you. It may not look dramatic from the outside, but foundations are being laid. Conversations are aligning behind the scenes. Opportunities are forming in subtle ways. When the visible shift happens, it will feel natural because the groundwork has already been established. You are stepping into a phase where self-doubt will no longer dominate your thoughts. That does not mean you will never question yourself, but it does mean those questions will not paralyze you. I am reinforcing your identity, so you move forward with assurance. You are not an accident. You are intentional design. Financial concerns that once felt overwhelming will begin to stabilize as you apply the wisdom I am giving you. I will guide you towards smarter decisions and away from unnecessary risk. Provision often flows through discipline and insight. I am equipping you with both. Watch how small adjustments lead to significant improvement. Your relationships will also reflect this growth. You will attract connections that match your new level of clarity. Conversations will become more meaningful. Shallow interactions will naturally fall away. I am refining your circle so it supports your calling rather than distracts from it. You may notice that your patience is increasing. Situations that once frustrated you now invite reflection instead. This patience is not weakness. It is evidence that you trust my timing. When you stop rushing outcomes, you create space for better ones. Do not fear the responsibility attached to your growth. I will never assign you something without also providing the strength to carry it. When challenges arise, remember that I am the source of your endurance. Lean on me, instead of relying solely on your own understanding. As you move forward, keep your heart open and your spirit attentive. I am still speaking, still guiding, and still protecting. The journey ahead holds layers of blessing that will unfold step by step. Continue to grant me your focus, because the more you listen, the more clearly you will see that I am not only trying to talk to you, I am actively shaping a future that reflects my favor, my protection, and my unwavering love over your life. You are closer to a turning point than you realize. The stretch you have been in was not meant to exhaust you, but to refine your focus. I have been adjusting your pace so that when the shift happens, you are steady enough to handle it. What felt like stagnation was actually stabilization. I was anchoring you before acceleration. There is a new level of awareness rising inside you. You are beginning to see patterns clearly, both in yourself and in others. This clarity is not to make you critical, but discerning. I am teaching you to observe without absorbing unnecessary negativity. When you understand what is truly yours to carry and what is not, you conserve energy for what matters. Why are so many people saying this CIA ritual changed their life in only 7 seconds? This leaked CIA method is powerful and effective. A short brainwave technique, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people move from broke to prosperous. Dream homes, cars, and trips are becoming possible. But this video could be taken down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone. You have also sensed a subtle separation happening in your life. Some invitations no longer excite you. Some conversations feel repetitive and draining. This is not because you are becoming distant, but because you are growing. I am elevating your focus, and with elevation comes adjustment. Not everything that once fit will continue to align with who you are becoming. Comment 1515. Let this be your quiet agreement that you are willing to outgrow what no longer serves your purpose. I know there are still moments when you wonder if you are doing enough. You measure your progress against timelines and compare your journey to others. I am asking you to release that comparison. Your path is specific. Your timing is intentional. I am not writing your story based on someone else's pace. The strength forming in you now will soon be tested, not to harm you, but to prove to you how far you have come. Situations that once would have shaken you will now be handled with composure. You will respond rather than react. You will pause rather than panic. That shift will surprise even you. I am also realigning your priorities. What once consumed your thoughts will begin to lose its grip. You are learning to invest your time and energy where it produces growth rather than stress. This realignment is part of the conversation I have been trying to have with you. I am teaching you that focus is power. There is a deeper confidence building that does not depend on visible success. It comes from knowing you are guided. When you wake up with a sense of quiet assurance, that is, my presence, reminding you that you are not navigating alone.